Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes Podcast. I am Kelly Renato, your host, a mom of two, and a fitness and health enthusiast and encourager. I'm on a mission to help moms feel good about themselves, find time for themselves, and get their strength back so that every single day they can show up how they want to. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed, unhealthy as a mom, anxious, worn out, and never enough. That is why I want to share with you every single week simple choices that have helped me to feel more confident and content. Each week I'll bring you a short dose of inspiration for you and your family, empowering you to show up for yourself, love who you are, and encouraging you to become more intentional every day with your choices so that you can feel stronger, more confident, and fulfilled. Are you ready to truly love who you are? Get out of that rat race, know that you're enough, and follow the path that you want to? It's time to nurture your mind, body, and soul. You get to make this choice every single day, and I want to help you. Let's start today. You ready? Here we go. Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes Podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, and I thank you for being here with me today. I'm grateful as always that you take time to listen in and tune in. I hope, just like each week, I try really hard to just give simple tips, inspirational tips, some encouragement in a very short amount of time, always less than 20 minutes, unless by chance I'm talking to someone, which I have some good ones coming up, so stay tuned. But this week, I want to talk about our routines, habits, patterns. I think so often we hear, how important routines are, and we talk about starting new habits. And this week, I want you to think about possibly what routines or habits or patterns you have that maybe you need to stop rather than start. I think a lot of times we talk about, I need to get more rest. I need to exercise more. I need to be healthier. I need to be more positive, more energy. I'm looking, whatever I'm looking to do. I want to exercise today and I can't find the time, or I'm trying not to be late anymore. I really want to decrease my stress. And sometimes I think we miss little things that we do every day that may not be helping, like simple things. So as important as our routine is, sometimes there's patterns and routines that we need to change. And these might be very simple, that we're stuck in those habits and routines because we've done them for so long. But it is possible to change them. But I think we first have to become aware of what they are. Like start paying attention to what we're doing in our daily routine that might be adding more stress or decreasing our energy more, or maybe just, irritating us more or stressing us out. Anything that we don't really think about that we're used to doing. So this week, we're going to look at those. I want you to look at each day and think about it. So some of the things, some examples, I would say, a big one I think is sleeping in. I talk a lot about morning routine, finding time for yourself. And so many of us talk about how we, don't have the time in the day to do the things, that might help better ourselves or our well-being. And this is absolutely true. I think all of us are trying to sometimes get all these things in, and finding time for ourselves is hard. But I do think a lot of times just getting up 30 minutes earlier can make all the difference. You can find just some quiet time to yourself. You could get a little exercise routine done. You could spend time in doing gratitude practice, prayer. That's when I do my journal in the morning. Even just sitting with your coffee by yourself and some peace and quiet, doing a devotion, reading the Bible, whatever it is. Sometimes 30 minutes. And then the funny thing is you might like it so much you might want more. Or a friend of mine I talked to the other day said, as tired as I am, I know how important that morning time is to be up before everyone else is. And I think if you're not doing it yet, you don't even realize how much it'll change your mindset or your start of your day. So, and I do know, the snoozing, which I, still do sometimes, but I used to do more often until I was reading the science of it. I believe it was Mel Robbins in her book, The 5-4-3-2-1, which helped me stop snoozing. But she talks about how bad it is to snooze because, we try to snooze for like 10 minutes And just going back into that cycle, when you do finally get out of bed, you are more tired and it's harder to get out of bed than the first time your alarm went off. Like you thought it was hard, but if you just get up, go splash your face, you're up. But the snooze makes you even more tired because you start going back into falling asleep again. So others would be, I feel like, our phone, like getting on your phone first thing in the morning or staying on your phone late at night, right before bedtime, which is a hard one, I think, sometimes. But if you disconnect, they say at least an hour before bedtime, it helps calm you before sleeping. And I will be honest, I try very hard, and most of the time I'm very good at not getting on my phone first thing. Like when I get up and I get coffee or I stretch or water, whatever I do, even when I go in to sit at my journal, I don't open my computer or my phone until I've done really my journal page, my gratitude practice, my what am I going to do for myself today, what am I working on today. Once I'm done with that, usually I then do a devotion if I have time. If I don't have time and I have to check my email or get going or get the kids going, that's fine. But I try to at least do something before I check my phone, check my email, check the news, check social media. I strongly feel it's not the best thing to put in your head in the morning. And it's hard. I try to get my kids not to do that too, but I just feel like when you just open your eyes, it's the last place you want to dive into for your mindset, for how you start your day, how you feel about yourself. So, our phone habits are ones that we probably, some of them should stop, like putting it away. So another one I feel like that's very easy and you don't realize sometimes is how you talk to yourself. I think our self-talk and what spins in our heads sometimes, we've gotten in such the habit of it. It's become such a pattern, you don't even realize you do it. And that absolutely can lead to more stress, bad moods, struggles in relationships, just how you're feeling, decreasing your energy, your confidence. So stopping the negative self-talk and really becoming aware to stop it and create yourself. I think last week we talked about creating yourself just an affirmation to stop it and go straight to something positive, an anchor thought, to really help you change those thought patterns, because they become such a habit you don't even realize what you're saying in your head to yourself. So pay attention to that. Other ones, I feel like a lot of times we're so big on, I got to get out to exercise, I got to get out to this, I got to, eat better. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're doing it, but you're so busy. What we either maybe skipping meals or eating too much sugar. I feel like there are not drinking enough water. There's sometimes patterns we get into that we don't even realize we're not drinking enough water, or we're skipping breakfast or skipping lunch. And all of those things, as we all know, are unhealthy in terms of feeling stronger, getting stronger. Even if we are working out, if we're not giving ourselves the right nutrients, we're not going to get stronger. And we are going to feel like no energy, bigger mood swings. So those are things that can become patterns that we don't realize. I feel like I talk about these things all the time, and there's been days I didn't even realize how little water I drank and how much coffee I was drinking, just because I was tired, I was at home, I was getting things done, and I just assumed I was doing what I, thought I was pretty good at, but I had fallen off the, cart a little bit. So I had to focus and pay attention and be intentional about my water for a few days to get me back on track. I just think that sometimes we don't realize how much these patterns that we have just become so used to affect how we feel, how we react to things, how we respond to things. So this week, I first want you to remember that give yourself grace and let it go. Don't get, sometimes I think we feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to work on. We're all a work in progress. It's always good and makes you feel good to work on yourself and grow. And every day there's something that can make us feel, it almost empowers us to see ourselves making changes or growing. So this week, I want you to think, and maybe it's obvious. Maybe as I was talking, you were like, I absolutely know what I need to stop doing, or I know what I need to work on. So I want you to think of your patterns, your everyday patterns, and think, is there something, a habit I want to break, something I want to stop? So rather than think of all these good things we're going to do, I want you to think of something you're doing now that you want to break or stop. I find with me these days, it's always different. A few weeks ago, it could have been something different. I feel like this week, pausing is what I feel like I'm not doing enough of. So I'm reacting. And I've worked on this before, and this is where I say we're always a work in progress. We're always growing. I've worked on my reactions and pausing before, but because I've worked on other things, sometimes we fall back into a pattern. So what I'm going to pay attention to is me not just opening my mouth right away and reacting and speaking up. I'm going to truly try to pay attention and stop my mouth from opening and pause before I respond, so that I respond in a more positive, kinder, not a complaining, commanding sort of way with my family. So I'm going to pay attention to that this week. And I want you, if you don't know right away, just start paying attention as the days go on as to what maybe you see you're doing that even though you've had that pattern for so long, that you'd probably feel better if you tried to change it. So pay attention to that this week. And what it is, it's the intention that you're setting for the week to try and work on. And you can do that with the daily motivation plan that you can get for free at my website. You can get it with my journal, or you can just create your own journal and plan an intention every week that you work on. And this week, we're finding a habit or a pattern or a routine that we need to break. Something that we know will be better off if we break it. It can be very small. It doesn't have to be huge. So work on that this week. And if you change your patterns, you change your habits, you will change your days, which will change your life. And these small shifts, I want you to think about them as shifts in your life. Small shifts in your life truly make big change over time. So I hope you got some inspiration. Thank you for being here. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I appreciate you sharing this time with me today. I am grateful you are here. And if you have anyone that you feel could also benefit from this encouragement, please share it with them today. You can also add a quick review on iTunes, which would mean the world to me and help me just to make this better for each and every one of you out there. I will be here each week, so please be sure to subscribe to the podcast or join me at kellyrenato.com to get the latest episode and more tools to help you on your journey to feel your best and enjoy every single day exactly where you are. I would love to have you join my journey, and let's all add good, healthy vibes anywhere we can, every single day. Enjoy your week and embrace the season you're in, and I look forward to next week. Take care. Bye-bye.